Hi guys, Greg at Best Choice Trailers. Today we're going to take a walk around an Ironbull ETG series gooseneck car hauler. Shown here is a 102 by 40 foot tri-axle, 21,000 pound GVW. Everything here pretty much is stock equipment. I believe we do lengthen the dovetail to the 4 foot, but other than that, everything you see here is all standard. Let's take a walk around the trailer. We'll show you all the features, some of the things that we like about this particular model. So it is a gooseneck coupler. It does come standard with a 2 5/16 inch coupler. Also, we can certainly just swap out the pull out the two bolts. We can drop a 5th row in if need be as well. It is a sealed wiring harness. Of course, your safety chains, they've got an integrated holder, and then also it doubles as your structural under your neck. Now you notice this is an I-beam neck and upright. It's also got your neck gussets. You've got from your vertical to your horizontal, and then from your vertical to the beam itself. Gives some extra support to the neck of the trailer. It's also got dual jacks. You'll notice these particular jacks are 12K. They are bolt on. If you ever need to replace them, fairly easy to do so. There's grease zerks on the jack for serviceability. If you never had the 12K jacks, fairly simply, you just pull the pin at the bottom, inner leg, it'll spring up on its own, push it down with your foot. Very simple to use. They are 12K rated. 2 of those give you plenty of lift even for a loaded trailer. It does have the full toolbox as well. The older generation Ironbulls had a lower box, didn't get as much room out of it. This is a pretty tall box. I'd estimate the short side on this to be probably 18 inches, backside probably 2 foot. Plenty of room to get chains, binders, plenty of straps, etc. In that toolbox. There's also a spot in the neck for a spare tire. Notice they also do the pinstriping on the neck of this unit. A trailer like this is going to weigh in at about 8,000 pounds, give or take. It's going to give you a net hauling capacity of about 13,000. Rule of thumb on goosenecks is generally about 20 to 22% pin weight. This being a longer trailer, you're actually going to get more pin weight. Most accurate way I generally find to calculate these, 1% per foot normally from the neck to the front axle. I would say you're going to end up picking up more like 30% realistically, depending on how you have the unit loaded. Certainly, I'd try to keep your tongue weight percentage down, put your smaller stuff on the tongue, put your heavier stuff over the axles. So this particular unit does have a 102 wide, some call it a buggy hauler or an outrigger style. Basically, you've got your traditional mainframe with your 83 inch width, and then this one has your extensions that would bring you out 102. So basically the 102 means your outer rub rail is going to line up with the outside of your fender. Couple nice things for this, certainly on this model trailer. A lot of guys use it to haul cars. Some guys use it for more of a freight style. Very handy trailer. Basically from the frame or the outside of your outrigger, side to side is right about 8 foot. So if you've got insulation board or sheeting or no matter what it is, works out pretty well to where you can still access your tie down. So you've got about 8 foot or a little more than 8 foot 1 inch of usable. Again, just a very handy size trailer to have. You also notice there's lots of tie downs on this unit. You've got rub rail, chain spool, stake pocket, and also D-ring tie downs. A lot of manufacturers will give you some of those. Generally, you're not going to get all of those. Of course, you've got safety tape running the length of the trailer. Mid-marker light here on this unit. Lights on this are LED, rubber grommeted. One nice thing about the rubber grommeted lights, if you hit them, simply push out, you put them right back in. Now, what you're going to see, this trailer's got a 10-inch channel frame, which is going to take you, let's see if I can lighten it up for you. It's going to take you down past the rail. Then below the rail, you'll find there's underframe bridging running basically from the front of the trailer back to your hangers. Most car haulers do have angle iron cross members on 24s, and when you go to the heavier GVWs like this actually has 16 on center and a structural channel underneath. Another neat feature on the Ironbull buggies or 102 decks, you'll notice it's a nice low sloping angle on this. If you do have something that's a little bit wider, what you'll generally do is run over one of the drive over fenders, pick your poison. Normally I would hit the driver's side just because you can open your door and see what you're on. But again, very gentle slope on that fender. Dexter brand axles, standard equipment. You'll notice between your tires you got your slipper spring suspension. These being 7K axles, it's got a 8-bolt wheel. Little detail on Ironbull, they're using 9/16 studs, not 1/2 inch. You got a little heavier studs. You can tell it's a Dexter. They use these new style caps that are a little bit different than the old school ones. They're rounded. Also behind the black cap, you can tell that's an Easy Lube hub. If you're not familiar, these came out a half dozen years ago. Pretty commonplace anymore. It's cold day today, I can't get it open. A lot of days you can pry them out with your finger. Right behind that black cap, there's a greaser. You can do your own bearing maintenance. This also has the newer style forward adjusting brakes. Forward adjust brakes, just like a car, going to self-tension. Very minimal service required on those pads. 235/80 R16, that's a load range E, 10-ply tire. Very common assembly. We do keep spares in stock, but also if you ever caught yourself on the road with a need, it's a super common assembly. So again, we did upgrade this to a 4-foot dove, just get you a little lower angle on this particular unit. So this being a 40, you got 36 foot of flat, 4-foot dovetail, and then your slide out ramps. Notice the ramps, of course, are a rear slide out. Super convenient. You've got your center marker lights and then your outer stop turn tails. This actually has an outer set of markers, not required, but give you some extra visibility. One nice thing on these ramps, they're a wider than normal ramp. We call them an over width. Traditionally, car hauler ramps you're going to find are running about 13. Narrow, I would consider to be 12. These here are like 18-inch ramps. A little bit heavier duty than some. Like how they're tapered knife edge at the end. It's also got a 2.5-inch tread, 2.5 by 2.5 instead of some are 1.5 inches. So again, wider knife edge, heavier treads on them. You also notice they're the hook style ramp. You can put them right together, or you can put them at any opening that you need on the ramps all the way across the rear of the trailer. This does come in different lengths. Some manufacturers stop at 40. This is available up to a 44 foot, and we do generally have that in stock. Triaxles, normally we stock in a 36, 40, and 44. And then we do tandems normally up to 34, 36 foot. It does have a treated pine 2x8 deck on it as well. Trailer's powder coated. They use a Sherwin-Williams powder coat, blasted. 2021 they just started as well with the zinc primer on these. Other little details, Ironbull's got some pretty cool equipment technology. Get their logo in the verticals. Got a little bit of style to the trailer. They also taken miter the front 102 deck. Gives it a nice clean look. If you have any questions on this or any of our other trailers, feel free to give us a ring at 717-220-4220, or you can visit us on the web at bestchoicetrailers.com. Thanks for looking.